Guys, good afternoon. Hey, I am here, your inspirational coach, speaker, and author, Telecia Dawson, that is committed to transforming minds and shifting lives into purposeful living. Yay! And I am here with an awesome woman that you guys really need to get to know. Her name is April Martindale, and she is here to speak about how to protect your 2020 vision.
Yes. Warm welcome. Hi, everybody.
Hi. We are live coming at you from her office here in Oakland Park,
This
Florida.
is a sunrise.
Oh, Sunrise.
Well, I mean, it's close. So.
Sunrise, Florida. And I know that we were supposed to go live on Monday due to unfortunate circumstances. As an attorney, they be busy, right? With clients. And so today she was committed. That's what I'm talking about. Committed to what? Coming on live on today to answer some questions. Let me go to my live on my phone. Okay, let me see. Something's going on here. All right.
Let's make sure we're good.
Oh, yeah. We got some people on right now. Okay. I got to mute out for some reason. Okay, hold on, you guys. All right, for some reason, I can't see the comments here.
Okay.
So I'm going to toggle out here. All right. All right,
And
girl.
we're back.
And we're back. All right, so April, here we are back once again. And it is a pleasure and an honor to be able to introduce you to my Facebook viewers, and your Facebook viewers as well. But we just really want to start off by what or why did you decide to become an attorney?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. Well, I've decided to become an attorney. I wanted to do entertainment law because I was a singer, songwriter back in New York.
What? No. You was a singer?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
girl, I'm finna give me a contract.
I sang. I went to LaGuardia High School for performing arts.
Okay.
A while ago. And I was a vocal music major. And this is when there were records and CDs and streaming just started. And the contracts that were going back and forth with the industry between artists, management, and the record industry or record companies, they were just so one-sided and they were very, very unfair. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to understand the contracts, maybe draft my own contract. Should I sign a deal? I want to know what I'm getting into. And I want to make sure that I'm protected. So that was the first portion of my life that I was like, oh, you need to be educated and you really need to know what you're getting into. So I was like, law might be kind of awesome.
Wow.
And I went to Syracuse University and they had this program for aspiring juniors. And I went and I took intro to argumentation and intro to law. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, this is for me right here. So I was like, I want to be a lawyer, and eventually that happened.
So you're just not an entertainment attorney, lawyer, but you do what else?
So I do entertainment law, intellectual property law, including trademarks and copyrights. I'm a business transactional firm. So I also do business law, like business formation, whether it's nonprofit, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, what have you, incorporations. I do all that. And I do fashion law as well. I just did a lecture on fashion law because it intersects with intellectual property.
No, I did not know there was a fashion law. Did y'all know that there was a fashion law?
Yeah.
Fashion law, fashion. Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Girl, you better do it.
Everybody needs their protection.
You better do it. And this is why we're talking on this afternoon about protecting your vision. And I heard you say about nonprofit, because there's a lot of people out there for this 2020 or 2019. They have came up with ideas and they wanted to start their own nonprofit. However, they don't know how to start a nonprofit. And then some people charge a whole lot of money of getting the nonprofit started. And so being that you do that, you're a trusted source. I trust you.
I
So if I
got
trust you, y'all know she's good people,
you.
right?
I got you. I got
She's
you.
good people, right? Okay, so then the next question would be, even though you deal with entertainment, business, intellectual,
Mhm.
excuse me, property law, nonprofit organizations,
Mhm.
I know that there's a lot of people out there that have an idea,
Right.
right? They have an invention.
Okay.
They have let's go with the 2020 vision, with all the vision boards that's been taking place, contracts and signing up for coaching and things of that nature. As an attorney and having clients, well, no, as an attorney, if someone came to you prior to signing a contract,
Mhm.
um, like what are some things that they need to look out for in reference to signing up with, okay, I'm a coach, I'm an inspirational coach.
Mhm.
And when I get my clients, I give them my contract,
Right.
you know. But for them that may be a little hesitant,
Mhm.
as what are some things that they should look for either in a contract or the questions that they should ask,
Okay.
whether they're not, having to say, you know what, I'm not doing this at all
Okay. That's a very, very good
because they
question.
lack the knowledge or the information or the negotiation.
Right. Right. That's an excellent question. What I would suggest is anybody that has a contract brought before them and they don't really understand the contents. First, I would ask them to have it explained to them. Second, you want to make sure that the contract is reasonable.
Mhm.
Third, if you really do not understand, it's always best to have counsel or have somebody that has a degree to look at it, a law degree preferably, to look at it and make sure that everything kind of pans out. Because once you sign a contract, you are closed into the four corners of that contract. And,
Right.
United States is all about freedom of contract. So should you decide to take a contract to court saying, hey, you know what, this is not fair, the court might be like, wait, you had a duty to read. So you should have read that, but you signed off. So you signed off with the basic understanding of what the terms were. So I'd always suggest just have somebody look it over. Just have an attorney look it over and see if there's some clauses that need to be X'd out. Because even if you have a contract that might have unreasonable clauses
Mhm.
and you take it to the court will still enforce the ones that they feel are reasonable. They go by the
Okay.
intent of the party. So that's what the contract is there to reflect the intent of the
So
party.
what about verbal? When verbally they say these things, and then when you sign a contract, it's something different.
All right.
That's why I'm still best to
It
read the
does.
contract.
You want to read it? Verbal. I don't suggest anybody getting caught up in the verbal contracts. Statute of limitation is much shorter for a verbal contract, whereas a written contract you have 5 years. Um, but verbal contracts are very, very hard to enforce.
Mhm.
It's hard to really tell the intent of both parties unless you have some things. So some people might want to enter into a formal contract,
Mhm.
but do you know that your text messages, your emails back and forth, all those things can be considered a contract when looked at
Oh,
completely.
wow.
So it doesn't have to be, you can write something on a napkin right now.
Okay.
I hereby agree to do this. That's a contract.
Okay. Wow. That's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is really good. Did y'all know that? If you did, that's good. But if you didn't, now you know, right? And you can't say you lack the knowledge in it, so now you know. All right. So I want to also talk about the fictitious name.
Okay.
There's a few people that are like, oh, I'm registered,
Yeah.
I'm protected. They have a fictitious name. But on Sundays, are they really registered or are they really protected?
It depends on what type of protection they're talking about. So they are recognized as having their business registered on Sunbiz. When you DBA it, you do that, and it's on Sunbiz as well. However, you have to publish it. It's not the same as getting protected. So you have a name, you have a brand, you have a logo, you have a corp, you have something that's bringing in income,
Right.
and you want that to be recognized by the marketplace and have nobody infringe upon it.
Mhm.
The best protection is trademark registration. If
Okay.
it's to cover, if it's to avoid the likelihood of confusion or to cover name, brand, what have you,
Mhm.
trademark it. You have your author, you write just awesome stuff, beautiful poetry, books, film, what have you. Copyright, get that protected.
Copyright.
You got a
Okay.
dope invention. You got something new and get it protected. That's a patent.
Mhm.
So intellectual property law covers the trademarks, the patents, and the copyrights. So just cover yourself. Always get it in writing. But again, protection wise for
Mhm.
business, that DBA is cool. evidence that you have it out there, but it's, if you really want top-notch protection, go another step, invest in yourself and trademark or copyright or patent yourself.
Oh, wow. Good. Thank you. I got to clap on that. All right, Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. Shakina, thank you for joining. Lisa Graham, hey, enjoy your vacation. LaQuisha Williams, thank you for joining us. Hope, thank you. Hey, Tina. Hey, A.L. Sanders, how your mom, your auntie doing? Harry, thank you so much. Sam, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to talk to you, Sam. Thank you. All right, well, I have another question, right?
Okay.
Because we're not going to be before you long. We came to get the business and get it done, right? Because time is money and money is time.
That's
So,
right.
she got more clients that is here waiting to see her. I want to know, tell us about your refuse to quit story. Do you have one of those?
Which one do you want? Which one would you like? I have several.
What? I know, right? I need a refuse to quit story.
All right.
That story that transitioned your life for you. That story that empowered you, that said, you know what, I'm not stopping. And I know that I gotta go. I know I gotta do it.
I got a good one.
All right, let somebody hear. This is for you. Whoever it is watching, this is for you for 2020.
Yes, please let this empower you, and please let you know that don't give up. If you have a dream, you just don't stop. There's always going to be some opposition, challenges. Let me tell you my story. So one of my stories. So I applied to get into law school, got into 9. I was due to start August 2010. I did. This time I was married, had have my 3 kids, my dog, and I decided to go to law school full time because I was like, I'm not taking another job, just not considering that my kids, my husband, and all that stuff was another job. So I did 1 year, and my school, they increased the GPA requirements. So I didn't get through, and I passed all my classes, and I was always used to being an A student. So for me, I'm like, wait a minute, it was tough. So I didn't pass. So I was dismissed. I was academically dismissed.
And this is to become an attorney?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So I completed again 1 full year, didn't feel nothing. I mean, my grades weren't all A's there. They were, but I didn't feel anything.
Right.
So I was forced to sit out. There's ABA rules, which requires that you have to sit out at least a year. Your law school, if you already attended one, they can, it's up to, they can give deference to you and allow you to come back or allow you to reapply within a year. Okay. So I reapplied and petitioned. First, I petitioned for reinstatement. They said no. I said okay. And I didn't know what to do.
They said no.
They said no. So I showed them the reasons. Hey, y'all raised the GPA, but this is my effort. This is what I've been doing. These are all the other things, but let me show you what I can do to get better. They said no. I said okay. There was this wise woman, my colleague, Martindale Law, who I love. Anyhow, she was like, hey, why don't you go get your master's degree? And I was like, for what? Like, I just want to be an attorney. She was like, just go and get it. So I applied. So I did law school 2010 to 2011, right? Okay. Got dismissed in 2011. Applied for my master's, finished that in 11 months because I just wanted to finish in 11 months. By the grace of God, graduated with 3.917, summa cum laude, and I reapplied to. Thank you.
Yes, girl.
Thank you. And then I reapplied to my law center, and they was like, okay, but with the caveat that all the classes that I took and paid for and passed, I had to do them all over again. So that whole look. So
you had to do it all over again.
Every last one, and pay for them again.
That's that go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So I went back, and this time I went part-time. And I just did what I had to do. Again, I saw a lot of my peers graduating in 2013. And I'm like, that's the year I'm supposed to be graduating, but I'm pretty much starting from scratch. But, when you want something, you're not going to stop, right? And you also have to realize that you have to run your own race at your own time. Like every blessing is not meant for you. Your time will come when it's supposed to come, right? God's time is everything. So, with that being said, went back, opened my business 2013. Wrote my songs. So I was a songwriter. Right. And divorced. And I graduated. I was the valedictorian. I was the graduation speaker December 2015. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So it was a struggle. And then just the bar, Jesus Christ.
And just having what family, going through a divorce, and then trying to study, trying to get back in there. And
Yeah,
I can imagine the mindset of everything at that moment.
it was very difficult. And the bar, you graduate, but you can't call yourself an attorney by just graduating law school. You have to say, I have a JD. You can't say I'm an attorney. You can't call yourself an esquire. You can only do that once you are licensed with the
Mm.
state bar, whichever state that is. You have to be licensed in order to call yourself an attorney. So I had the bar was a whole nother issue. I don't know if y'all want to get into that. You asked for one story that will exceed, but the bar was an issue. 2 years to get cleared. My character and fitness, 2 years. Had to conduct my own trial.
And you refuse to quit.
Correct.
You refuse to stop,
Yeah.
despite all your circumstances, despite everything you probably was going through. Because I know myself, that's rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very hard, very challenging.
Yeah.
But that shows the boss in you.
Thank you, sis.
That shows the boss in you to be able to withstand and to continue to push forward,
Yeah.
especially during that time. So much going on.
It does. Look, time does not stop.
It
And
doesn't.
devil is always at work.
He will always be
you
at
gotta
work.
just make sure that you do not allow distractions and challenges to prohibit you. Don't let that make you feel like I can't do it or it's too hard or you can never do that. Just know within yourself you have the will. God's watching over you. If you believe you have that faith, you put in that energy. You could do anything. You could be anything. You can be anybody. You can achieve the world. You just have to keep on pushing and accept the challenges as they come.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get those blessings, the challenges at the same level. So what are you gonna do when that challenge comes? You think you're gonna get increased if you cannot handle that challenge on this level?
No.
How are you gonna move up? You gotta just know how to maneuver. Yeah.
All right, so one more last question, right? And thank you so much for sharing that story. It's very powerful for you out there that may be thinking about quitting or giving up. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Okay, you hang in there, and then you connect with that person. What was her name again? Marshila. Get you a Marshila.
Marshila Bryant.
Get you a Marshila Bryant.
And Nova Law. That's my girl. Financial. This is one of my. Get you a Marshila Bryant. Get you somebody that you can confide in, a confidant. Somebody who's like, no, go and do that. This is the best way to. You got this. Get you somebody like that. Don't have these naysayers in your face. Don't listen to all that foolishness. Because when somebody can't get it, they're gonna try to tell you can't get it.
Come on.
Look, I'm just saying. It's real. And I had to learn and really get that wisdom at this age that you can't listen to everybody, and a lot of people will tell you no, you just can't do it. Like it's too hard. What makes you think you can do it? I had a professor. What makes you think you can be an attorney?
To tell you what makes
me think. Well, I don't know why you even went to law school. This is one of the older professors. Critical skills, writing, and stuff like that. But it was so hurtful to hear her say that. But I'm like, I'm the type of person you put in a battery pack in my back. Just underestimate me because I'm going to show you. And again, being on that stage as valedictorian and her there, and I was like, let me show you what. Let me show you why. It just felt good because it was so hard. It was so hard, but I showed her.
I would have helped my confidence even more. I would have helped my confidence.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Edward, thank you for joining. Clifford Fortner, hi, thank you for joining us. Derek Johnson, thank you so much for joining us. Bishop Busky, thank you for joining us on this afternoon. Oh, Ethnic Sands, J-Boy, what's up, man?
Hi to all your people.
Thank you for joining us on this evening. All right, so we're about to wrap this up. I want one question I want to ask you. Give us an example of one of the most common issues that clients, or maybe clients you work with, or someone through consultation that they pretty much face.
Okay. For those who are in search of contracts, I have people that have signed contracts, just bad contracts, they want to get out of them. Where I have to review the contract to see if there are some clauses that just make it unenforceable and completely unreasonable, where it can just be struck on outset. That's what the contract clients. There's some of my trademark clients. Trademarks are they're really hard to secure, especially a federally registered trademark is very, very hard to get. And some of my clients have attempted to try to do it on their own. You know, and they've faced office actions where they have to prove, hey, no, it's not a likelihood of confusion. No, you know, we're recognized for this brand. We're doing this. We're making good money off of this. And you just constantly have to prove yourself. So they come to me to try to, you know, fix it and see if I can work with the examining attorney to get it, you know. So do it yourself is not always good. If you know it, if you're good at it, do your thing. But if you, sometimes it's worth investing a little bit just to make sure it's done properly, or, you know, or just to have a second set of eyes on it. So not having it in writing, not having a good contract, signing something that you didn't really check. You just signed off because it made sense at the time.
That's good. And what about logos? You know, people getting their logos and created, and sometimes it may be like somebody else's.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, so with that being said,
that's the last question. That's the last question.
All right, so if there's a logo already created, say somebody tries to trademark it, the USPTO is going to find out that there's actually, especially if there's a trademark out there, they'll find out that there's something there. So anybody has a logo, they have a duty to make sure, do search, a very comprehensive search, to make sure it's not out there, especially if they want to trademark it. What if somebody had that logo and it's not trademarked, right? But they're making money off of it, and the public recognize their brand. They have greater rights. So you go ahead and take your little logo after that and trademark it. They still gonna have greater rights than you because you had a duty to check. So just always do your due diligence, check, put it in writing, have somebody read the search, you know, have somebody read your stuff, and you'll be good. But you know,
and boom, that's how you protect your 2020 vision. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much.
Of course. It was wonderful. Oh, thank you for having me.
So much for joining. You guys, if you like to get in contact with April Martindale, how would they do that?
All right. So you can reach the firm 50954-636-6330. You can catch our website at martindalelaw.org. You can reach me direct, April@martindalelaw.org. And we'll be happy to help you in any way. But again, get it in writing, whether it's from me or somewhere else. Just make sure that you do what you got to do to protect yourself in 2020.
Thank you. That was awesome. Hey, you guys, make sure that you share this video. If you are local in Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach County, and you need any type of information in reference to copyright, trademark, entertainment law, fashion law, intellectual property, guess what? Hit up April Martindale, all right?
And soon to be probate. End of this month. Let's go.
All right, now you better do it. Do it. Y'all know I can't dance.
It's so funny.
But I'm about to get me a contract, right? Because y'all know I can sing, right?
All right now.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.